Welcome to episode 8 of Geeking Out with the Foos, presented by FooBarShow.com, where we talk about everything geek, including movies, TVs, comic book news, and video games. I am Joe C. Fooing it up with
Steph.
Remember to like and follow us on our socials and rate and review on all podcasting platforms. Steph!
What's up?
What's the haps?
What is the haps? Just had a workout from Steph Kwando.
Yeah, how's that going?
Going well.
Nice. The Foos still aren't here.
Why?
Well, Josh apparently has school and other...
That is respectable.
Yeah, I guess. Wait, wasn't he supposed to graduate like eons ago?
Whatever.
Eons?
Look, just get it done. Just get it done.
Rip the Band-Aid off, Josh.
Just get it done.
And the Foo's just not here. But you will hear him tomorrow, as you heard him yesterday on location. We tried going to the Lowell Farms Cafe in West Hollywood. Didn't even get past the entrance because the manager was a douche. Hear all about it in tomorrow's joint report.
I love how you were texting me in real time. We can't fucking get in.
Well, I wasn't panicky. It wasn't... Listen, you're making it sound like it was like I was feverishly texting you, and that just definitely wasn't the case.
Well, that's what it seemed like.
Okay, like I was... All right, it wasn't like in all caps or anything.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was just an angry cat. Anyway, hear all about it tomorrow. It's going to be interesting at the very least. But we were on location for that. And, Josh said that he wants to really finish off the semester strong. And apparently he's gonna die. He's going to go on this kind of, what is it, like the mud run?
No, the Spartan run.
Spartan run.
I don't know why he would do that.
Die.
Why? Well,
he's dead. He's not going to survive. He knows this.
He's going to be mentally destroyed from school, and then he's going to be physically destroyed from the Spartan run.
Right.
Spartan Race? It's a race.
It's a race, right?
It's not even a straight-up run. It's a race.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, he has to,
Which one expects you to finish? The race or the run?
The run.
The run expects you to finish, right?
Yeah.
So he's calling it a race.
No, I think it's called a Spartan Race.
Is it really?
I don't think there's a Spartan run.
Okay.
Who knows?
So what
I want to know...
What's involved in the Spartan race?
I want to know if he actually has to dress like a Spartan and carry 100-pound shield and sword combo.
He would die. He would die. He would land on his own sword.
3 steps and then just collapse.
Well, what do you know about the Spartan thing? What's involved in it anyway?
I don't know. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, apparently. I really don't know what's in the Spartan race because I've never been interested in doing one. I can barely do a 5K.
Right.
Let alone an entire race.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been interested in running. It's just not my it's not my deal, I guess. Anyhow, when I was a kid, it was always a form of punishment, at least from PE teachers. You know, it's like if you're doing something wrong, it's go run a lap.
We should get a couple of those scooters, Lime scooters, whatever brand scooters you prefer, and just follow him along and nag him.
And just troll the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, run faster.
Dig
your way through the mud.
Everybody check out Josh's Death. That's a very special episode of the Foo Bar Show or Geeking Out. Well, I don't know. It might encompass everything. It might encompass all 3 episodes. There's a sports element to it. There's a geeking out because we all know, he's gonna get tired at 100 yards.
Oh, he's taking bets?
And he's probably gonna be high as fuck. So, joint report, boom, 1, 2, 3, and I might blast Panama by Van Halen. The entire time, like a sort of, what are one of those punishment treatments that they do to get people out of caves or out of their house. I'll just keep blasting that.
I think he's part of a team, though. I think it's a team effort, from what I understand.
Okay, all right.
So if he fails, the whole team fails.
Yeah, I mean that's just more disappointment to pass around.
Well, now we really have to be on the sidelines.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna be that douchebag with the cup of water. Yeah, just holding it out.
Fuck that! I'm giving cups of hot coffee.
Mine has hot chocolate in it. It's all eggnog.
Oh, just a cup of warm milk.
Yeah, he's like balls deep into this race, and we're giving him some warm milk.
He splashes it on his face, thinking it's water. Oh! I can't see.
Oh my God.
My eyes.
Stupid Josh. Good luck, buddy.
You could do it.
You can do it, man.
Believe in you.
You fuck. So we're doing Geeking Out. That's what we're doing, right? And so, we're supposed to be talking about some geeky shit. And we just saw this 7-minute fucking trailer. I didn't understand a goddamn thing. By the time it was done, I was like, what the hell did I just see? But I mean, there was social cues. There was a few cues that you can kind of imagine what's happening. But what the fuck am I talking about, Steph?
So I have been anticipating this Final Fantasy VII remake for years. Since it was in the idea phase.
Since it came out?
Since it came out.
Originally.
20 years ago. And so there is a 7-minute longest commercial ever aired.
In Japanese TV?
In Japanese. On Japanese TV. And so we watched it with no English subtitles.
Just as it was.
It's about a husband reminiscing about Final Fantasy VII. He talks about it with his wife, and she vaguely remembers playing it with her brother. And
actually, it's more about him never playing it, and she's the one reminiscing and telling him all about it, apparently.
See, I have no idea what happened.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
I just read the summary right now, and I'm just like, okay, I can understand it now, but when I was watching it, it was entirely in Japanese, and I'm just like, okay, he's probably talking about that. And she's probably talking about this. But there's a lot of talking involved and not enough doing, in which case it makes it very difficult as an American to tell what's going on.
And she loves the game so much, but they can't play it because
they don't have the console.
The original came out on PlayStation 1, which I don't know anybody that has a PlayStation 1 anymore. We don't even have one. Because I don't know. Ever since...
It's in the Smithsonian.
Right?
Yeah. It's right in front of Archie Bunker's chair.
Why would it be there?
Why the fuck not? Archie Bunker would like a little PlayStation from time to time, wouldn't he?
Archie Bunker? Really?
Yeah. Maybe, what was it? His son-in-law would, at least. Pollock. Yeah.
Anyway.
He was a wealth of disappointment, that Pollock.
So in this commercial, they're sitting at a bar, husband and wife sitting at the bar, and all of a sudden they're approached by this crazy guy in a coat, and he's talking about some shit that I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the cut of his jib with his coat and shit, and his pointing his fingers and such. I was like, this guy's up to no good. Somebody's gonna die. That's what I thought. Nobody died though.
No.
Spoiler alert.
But in the commercial, you can see the adults reminiscing about a game they played 20 years ago, and how they're anticipating this remake.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you that, like, people care. It's not just for kids, okay? These are like grown-ass people working grown...
It's a redo, or what's the remake? They're redoing the graphics? Is that the only thing that's really happening here?
They are redoing the graphics, and I think some parts they had to change because it didn't...
They were way too racist?
It didn't voice over well, because in the original game, there's no voice acting. You had to read everything.
Yeah.
So
they're doing voices now?
So now they're doing voices.
Oh, interesting.
So a lot of that script didn't translate over well. So they had to change a little bit of the dialogue, but essentially it's the same game.
Like the popular Japanese arcade game, Violence Fight.
Yatta! Yeah, so I don't know exactly what has changed, because everything that I read is like bits and pieces of it, and most of the time you just see Cloud running around. But I know that the difference in gameplay, if you played the original game, you would walk around the world and then you would stop whenever there was a battle. But now it's a free-forming world, and bad guys will just come up to you, and then you just slice them down and then just run to the next bad guy.
Oh, shit.
So it's autosave, so there's no save points anymore.
And you don't need a cartridge to save it on anymore.
No, because most PlayStation 4 games are like that. They're autosave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, originally on the PS1, you needed something like that.
You had to have a big memory card.
Yeah. A robust 4 megabytes.
4 megabytes. I had the 1 megabyte.
Am I exaggerating? Or is it really like around there, like 4, maybe 8 megabytes?
I think...
I'm not using hyperbole here, right? I'm not how much would an average cartridge hold?
The biggest memory card I had, I want to say, was like 5 megabytes. And it's funny because memory cards used to come customized, and I had a Duke Nukem memory card.
Oh shit!
Oh, man.
Was it like the shape of his glasses?
No. It was the shape of his bust. So like from the waist up, it was Duke Nukem. And then you just like insert the memory card.
That's dope.
That's what... Remember, I saved all my allowance for this Duke Nukem memory card. And I got it. It was like $20. And that was a lot of money back then.
Hey, so I just typed this in. I just looked it up. You know, how much would a PS1 memory card hold? Just take a wild guess. Like reset your guesses. Just take a wild guess. It's really fucking ridiculous.
It's ridiculously low, isn't it?
It's ridiculously low. Take a wild guess. And go.
1 megabyte.
Holy shit, you got it.
What?
The memory card would only hold 1 megabyte. And
For sure, I thought I had like a 5 megabyte one. Maybe I'm just like, we're so used to terabytes now.
Yeah, total. 1 megabyte. What would that even hold? That's barely like a minute of an MP3. Barely.
Yeah. And I remember, like, when you pull up what's in the memory card, so you go on the PlayStation and then you pull up the memory card files.
Yeah.
There was a limited number of spaces. And some of the games that you played took up like 7 spaces worth of memory.
Oh, shit.
And you had to say, oh, man, well, I've gotten this far in the game. I don't really need that previous save, so I can go ahead and delete these 5 blocks.
You had to bargain with yourself.
Yeah. It was like Facebook and how they only gave you 12 pictures at first.
That was MySpace. They gave you 8.
Oh, shit. That was even MySpace. Oh, see? This is way too far back for me. I can't even think that far back.
1 megabyte. What the fuck does that do for you these days? Nothing.
It gives you half a song.
And you know, thinking back, wouldn't like the average floppy disk have something stupid like 700 kilobytes?
32 bytes or something like that.
Yeah, it's like something stupid where it would only hold like a few Word documents.
But that was all you needed back then.
Yeah.
All I need is this 5-paragraph paper so that I can insert it into...
Remember Microsoft Works? It was like the step cousin of Microsoft Word that just came with your computer. That one just came with your computer. I think it eventually morphed into like the sticky pad or something.
Oh, Clippy?
No, not Clippy.
The sticky pad.
I don't know. Yeah, the note-taking thing that they have on Microsoft products these days. If you're too cheap to buy the Office one. WordPad, perhaps?
Oh, WordPad.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, they still have that.
Yeah, I know. But back in the day, there was a thing called Microsoft Works. And it was very similar to Word. It just didn't have all the functionalities that it has. But anyway, 1 megabyte. Like, seriously? That wouldn't hold a goddamn thing. And yeah, like you said.
That was a lot of memory.
But yeah, I guess when you're thinking back, that's all the memory you really needed. Or at least for maybe 1 or 2 games that you needed to save that you were currently working on.
I would say I was able to put like 3, possibly 4 games on it, depending on the size.
Yeah.
And I remember when fucking PlayStation 2 came out, and PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, we were promised backwards compatibility with save option, and that never happened.
Oh yeah. It happened in the next few generations. Like a few years had to pass for PlayStation 2 to be backwards compatible with PlayStation 1. Is that right?
Right. But
it didn't happen right away.
No, but you couldn't save it, though.
Oh.
That was the thing. That was promised to us, but we never got it. We couldn't save it.
Yeah, it was fucked up. And, I think they saw the demise of the Sega Saturn and how people were easily fucking with it and, creating their own copies and burning those copies. And that's kind of what tanked it. They're just like, let's not add so many liberties to the PS1 in relation to the PS2.
Right.
So that might have been the effect of that. I mean,
PlayStation 2 still had memory cards.
Yeah,
that's probably where I'm thinking of the higher level of memory.
Yeah, could be. Because you still needed them for that. You needed them for like N64 too, and Game Boy. Get the Game Shark. Is that what it was called back then?
GameCube also had memory card.
Yep. So, goddamn, everything just saves into the console now. Or at least in a poofy ass cloud. You just put it in that cloud and you're good to go.
Yeah, but the PlayStation Network. The cloud.
Yeah.
You still got to download all the shit, though.
Yeah, you do. I heard a lot of stories of when people bought their Modern Warfare game just a couple weeks ago, where it took them like hours to download it onto the console before they could get started on the game.
It's a huge game.
Yeah, here's a game. You wanted to play it? Nope. You know, real smart taking that paid time off there, buddy. Or you're just gonna sit around watching this thing load. Yeah, you can play it at like 10 at night.
When you gotta go back to work the next day.
Yeah, say hi to your mother for me. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's not gonna happen. But sucks to be that guy. But
I'm just gonna wait a while until they fix all the bugs.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be a whole bunch of patches.
You think so?
Usually, 1 or 2.
Yeah. So I know you're excited. I've never had the pleasure of playing it, although I do remember, watching over the shoulder of my cousins while they played it. They were really into it. So
it was one of those games where you never played it alone. Mm-hmm. You always played it with somebody else, or you always watched somebody else
usually
play it.
A group event. Yeah. Yeah. Hardly did they ever play alone. They always played it together. Like they would team up and play it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people back then had a PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. That's true. So you'd go to your buddy's house who had it.
You would go to the rich kid's house
yeah.
and watch them play.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true.
We had it though. Oh my god.
Hey, you're lucky, man. I only had let's see here. What did I have? I had a regular Nintendo. I had the Super Nintendo. I had a Game Boy Advance. And then a Game Boy Color. I forget which one came out first. I think the Color came out first.
You're talking about all of these systems.
And then I jumped over to the Wii.
Oh, you're a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, I had mainly Nintendo. I went over to my buddy Eric's house to play 64, like religiously. That's where I got all my skills on the Super Smash Brothers 64. Mm-hmm. Just being there. And from there, I just got the PS3 after the Wii, and then now a PS4.
Yeah, it's because I made you get the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, otherwise, I wouldn't have purchased it.
Look at all these game consoles you had. I had the Nintendo.
Okay.
Then we jumped straight into PS1, 2, 3, 4. That's it.
That's some quality shit.
And I had a Game Boy Color.
There you go.
But I didn't have all of the systems. Mm-hmm. And then the time between each PlayStation was like at least 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And now it's a solid decade because, you know, that's all you really need. The compatibility is there. It's just, you can load it up with updates. Just fix the firmware depending on, how you see the games going.
Yeah, like when PlayStation 4 came out, I didn't feel like I got the most out of my PlayStation 3. Like I was like, already? They're coming out with PlayStation 4, and now they're coming out with PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but it's been a while. It's been a few years since the 4 came out.
Like, I get it with, being competitive against other markets, but they make a good product. They don't need to make another one.
Yeah, the Foo and I were talking about how Microsoft was courting Nintendo and its compatibilities that they're introducing with each other, and how Sony is looking to purchase Apple. Oh, I'm sorry, the other way around. Apple's looking to purchase Sony. So Apple might start making the PlayStation. The PlayStation 6 or 7 might be an Apple product. Who knows? That would be sick. That would be amazing. I would be down. I'd be too down. But I think everybody's been waiting for Apple to kind of join the gaming universe, and they just haven't.
But I don't think they need to.
Yeah, and I don't think really anybody's expecting them to. But the fact that they haven't dabbled is kind of strange to me. But I think it's okay. I don't think anybody's like screaming for it.
No, I think because of the gaming processor on their phone, it's such good quality.
That's true.
That you don't need a system.
You just need it. Inherently, the iPhone is a gaming system.
It's an all-in-one.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. So I guess they are in the gaming system world subtly. I didn't think about it that way.
They even have a capacity to play fully, like full games. Mm-hmm. Not just like those cheapy, bubble games or matching games.
It's not just,
You got a storyline. You got a soundtrack.
Candy Crush.
The Candy Crush is one.
Right.
It just depends.
Words with Friends.
AKA Scrabble Lite.
Yeah. Remember when those douchebags would send you invites to like play Farmville and Mafia?
I never got Farmville.
Me either, but goddamn, how many people were into that shit? It was like new age Tamagotchis.
Well, it's because it was the first time a social media site can come together to play games. And
Facebook. It was on Facebook.
It was on Facebook. And it's like, oh, man. So a lot of these people that didn't play games were automatically playing these games.
Right. And inviting everybody and their mom to play this game with them. I'm planting carrots today.
Share with 5 friends and get 5 extra points.
Oh, vey. Yeah, no, that was a dark time in social media gaming. I'm glad those days are over. Those were very annoying.
Remember when people used to poke each other?
Yeah. You still can, by the way.
Really?
That is still a feature on Facebook. I figured that out the other day.
Who did you poke? Why are you poking them?
No, I was going through my settings. I didn't poke anybody, but the fact that it had a record of who poked who or who poked me, and
there's a record?
I get... what the fuck?
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, the last person to poke you were one of the last people to poke me many, many years ago, and I just never poked back. So it just kind of stayed that way. Like
yeah, you know
stalemate.
what I would remember? I'm just like, oh, it's been a couple days. Did you even see it?
Yeah, it was a thing.
Is he not going to poke me back?
And it was just a poke.
What's going on?
Digital poke.
I'm going to have to go over his house and see what's up.
Yeah. You're all stalking me?
Hey.
You fucking freak.
Open up your Facebook. I need you to poke me back.
I'll poke you, all right. Anyway.
You
so,
nasty.
One other thing that we've been keeping up with that I am a huge fan on is Titans. And, they've been talking about how this DC universe is going to be going. I think it's going to be getting shut down. A lot of people are talking about how it's going to be going away and just being dismantled. But what's going to happen to all the original content on it, do you think?
Well, I hope it gets picked up by somebody. But I don't know about the animated series, Young Justice, or all of the animated movies. They might just go back this DVD or whatever platform they were on.
Yeah, whatever the hell WB was doing before. Maybe including it in, I don't know, some kind of package with PlayStation or Xbox, or depending on where you look at, or Netflix even.
Cartoon Network, I think. I think Cartoon Network.
They're associated.
Yeah.
Because you got the Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network.
And Justice League.
And Justice League, yeah. Well, it's been revealed actually on WeGotDiscovered.com. I checked this out, and they're talking about how a lot of the original series are going to move over to the HBO Max, be part of their platform. So I think it's going to be housed really nicely as long as they have a good partnership with HBO, because HBO is all about quality content.
They have
unless
good
we're
production.
talking about the last season of Game of Thrones, which was complete cabbage.
Terrible.
Yeah, and I was never a fan of the show, and I'm just like, okay, I'm fine. I'm just going to give this last season a try. Apparently, it was the worst time to
look. That's
join
the season.
The fucking wagon.
We do not speak of that season. Just don't.
So what happened? Like, in people's minds, what do people think happened, or what would people prefer? Like, what's the ongoing narrative or the alternative ending that people have been talking about? Has that narrative existed since they shot the last season?
Well, you have to remember that they were going off of all of the written books.
Yes. Everybody who tries to give me a description usually starts with that. But, like, what was supposed to happen? I don't give a fuck about the books. Just tell me, like, spoil it. I mean, at this point, it's done. Like, just tell me what was supposed to happen.
What I wanted to happen, which didn't happen, was that Arya got the throne, and she was going to be... No, I'm sorry. Genji got the throne because he was the one true heir.
Mm-hmm. Who's Genji again?
Genji... is the bastard son of Robert Baratheon, and he banged Arya in one of the last few episodes.
Oh, was that dude in the stable with the hay and such?
Yeah.
All right.
That guy.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to rule, but Arya was like, nah, because I have to find out what's west of Westeros. And Genji just bounced.
Okay. That was a hit and quit situation.
Yeah, I was just pissed. That's what I wanted to happen.
Dude, I was like in the back just laughing at those last credits in the last episode because your guys' faces was just like, so that's it? You guys are so let down.
Years.
Oh, man. I'm so glad I never got invested in that shithole of a fucking...
No, you would have appreciated it. The first season, solid.
Yeah, you got titties and such.
Yeah. And then, as the years progressed, it became less titties and more dick.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened the last season. There was just like hardly anything. There's a bunch of dragons.
Yeah. Well, everybody was screaming for dragons, if I remember correctly, in the first few seasons. Everybody's like, oh, they're talking about dragons, and now there's dragon eggs, and now, the mother of dragons. Finally, we get a dragon, and what happens? Like, they just end up killing each other, right?
Yeah, that's what dragons do.
Yeah, fucking dragons. Can't trust them for shit.
Can't.
But anyhow, they were just going back to DC Universe.
All right, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's what we started talking about. They were telling us that they were going to start developing a Green Lantern show before it was officially announced. Like, there was rumors about it, and now the fact that it's pretty much being dismantled, the DC Universe, I hope that HBO Max decides to take it, and run with it with them. I think they would do a great job with the Green Lantern, considering the kind of the low expectations we have at this point of a Green Lantern property. We haven't seen something from Green Lantern be produced properly ever, have we? Unless it's been like on a animated.
No, it's only been animated. But I think that HBO will produce whatever they pick up very well, because they're already doing Watchmen, and that is
that's
gold.
Right. We've been watching that, and man, they're slowly building up to something. I can feel it. They're bringing back all the old school characters that we saw from the movie, except that, like, how much more in the future is it, do you suppose?
It's 30 years into the future.
Okay.
And I think they referenced that at one point. It's probably like a brief sentence, but I heard it in one of the episodes.
And what was it? It might have been the first, maybe second episode where she's driving, right? And then all of a sudden, she and all the other cars on the road come to a complete stop because it starts raining tiny baby squid.
Right. There's the squid scene.
Yeah, the squid scene where I'm sure it's tied to the giant squid that he drops on the city of New York, right? 30 years before.
Yeah, you know what? In episode 3, they do mention it, but I forgot what they said because I think I might have been talking to you at that point.
But Ozymandias is having a great, like a big role in this. He's prepping for something, I think, because he hasn't done shit yet.
No,
right?
No, he's being held captive in some spacious land in some castle, and he has clones.
Yeah,
everywhere.
His servants are clones. There's a
spoiler alert.
There's a male version and a female version of his clones, and he kills them like left and right. He does experiments. Ozymandias, he's like a smart motherfucker, so he's going to do a bunch of experiments. He wanted to send one of them into space and froze him to death.
Yeah, because he didn't have the proper material to build a spacesuit.
What was he expecting? Thought he was smarter than this.
He's testing it out.
Yeah, I guess. And what was it? Silk
Spectre
is introduced, and now they don't call her that, but you put 2 and 2 together. She had a romantic relationship with Dr. Manhattan at one point, and she contacts him, and he, I guess in his way, contacts her back at the end of this most recent episode.
Well, if you remember from the Watchmen, she's the only one that can bring him back to Earth from Mars. Mm-hmm. So she has a big hold on him, but he just doesn't care. Yeah,
he's like, I'm done with humanity. They're not worth it. Like, they just end up killing each other anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And he moves to Mars, and that was that was Dr. Manhattan's role in the whole thing. He can kill us all if he wanted to. He can save us all if he wanted to. He just doesn't give a fuck.
Doesn't.
And that's what makes him so, what would you say, like godlike? Is he considered a god in the DC universe?
I would imagine so.
Yeah. Who would he, I mean,
the Watchmen, we just have that one story.
Yeah.
But then, DC came out with Doomsday Clock. Mm-hmm. Just crossover between some of the DC characters and Watchmen.
So who would win in a fight? Darkseid or Dr. Manhattan?
Dr. Manhattan? Because don't forget, Dr. Manhattan could just, like, I don't know, snap his fingers. Mm-hmm. Snippity snap. It's time to evap. Just like Thanos, except without the gauntlet.
Right. Darkseid's a bad motherfucker, though.
He is.
Yeah, right? Like in the comics, he's ruthless. He doesn't give a fuck.
Well, he has the Omega Beam.
Yeah. And it can follow you. And
It follows you.
Yeah.
But is it faster than Dr. Manhattan?
That's true, because he controls time too, huh? Or he can swim through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Is there a Marvel equivalent to a Dr. Manhattan character? And if so, who would it be?
That's a good question. I don't know too much about Marvel.
You suppose maybe it could be like a Silver Surfer?
No.
Too weak.
He's a C-lister.
Is he more like Lobo?
Lobo?
Lobo in DC, and then Silver Surfer in Marvel. Are they more? Who would win that fight?
I don't even know Silver Surfer, to be honest with you.
He's a powerful motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know what he does though.
He surfs
on silver.
On silver, yeah. Come on, it's all in the title. Pay attention, Steph.
Pay attention. Look, man, you're asking me questions I can't answer.
All right, fine. Let's move on. Let's move on to Walking Dead, the show absolutely nobody is talking about anymore. That we're hanging on by a thread, by the hairs on our chinny chin chin. You know what? I think I'm invested so much that I just stopped caring what other people thought, and I just keep watching it because. It's still a good show in my opinion. You know where it fucked up, where that show fucked up was when it killed Glenn. And you're gonna say, yeah, but that was supposed to happen. But people loved the fuck out of Glenn, and they didn't get any kinds of heads up, especially since the majority of people who watch Walking Dead don't read the comics.
Are you kidding? They've been trying to kill Glenn for like seasons before that.
But they actually succeeded, and it was gruesome as all fuck and very emotional because Maggie was there.
Right.
And the fact that Maggie's kind of been gone from the show has really turned people off on it. And, I think that the Whisperers are a very good antagonist. And this last episode that just ended with Negan finally coming across them or crossing paths with them is going to make for something juicy. Do you think that he would continue to be an adversary to them, or would he end up kind of somewhat joining them?
Right. So for people that don't know what's going on.
Yeah, which is the majority of the people.
Negan, the last time we saw Negan, he was arrested, or not really arrested, but he was in jail in Alexandria.
Yeah.
Negan gets out.
Uh-huh.
We don't know how he gets out because it's never explained. He's just out and he's in the wilderness.
They left it unlocked.
Well, I told you they left it unlocked because that was in the comic book.
Yeah.
But in the show, they don't say that. They just say he got out. Yeah, and we don't know how he got out.
Because they got sloppy and left the door unlocked.
Whatever.
It wasn't the first time. It was not the first time that had happened. Remember in the earlier, or either in the previous season or earlier this season, there was a time where the door was left unlocked and he noticed it, and because he was kind of like fucked in his head about like how he was never going to get out of Alexandria, he was just a prisoner. He accepted the fact that he was a prisoner, and then he decided to keep it shut and pretend that it was locked and continue to be a prisoner. At this time, Negan has kind of built up his, I don't know, sanity, I guess, or his, I don't know. He came back to his wits, apparently, because obviously he had the balls to finally leave. Maybe he just had enough of people just not trusting him about anything that he does. They still take him out into the wilderness to do their bidding and help him kill, walkers, but they still treat him like shit. They don't trust him with anything. He's still very much a prisoner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if I can relate to him at one point, he's like, fuck it then. I'm getting out of here the first chance I get. He saw an opportunity and he got out of there. But now he's up against the Whisperers. Is he friend or foe? Is it the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Like, what the hell's going on? What do you suppose?
I think at this point, they really haven't, or, the council and the main people of Alexandria really haven't told Negan who or what the Whisperers are all about. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't really have a sense of the threat that the Whisperers have against Alexandria.
Yeah.
So when he goes out into the wilderness looking for a fight, I don't really think he knows what he's getting into.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be in over his head.
That's true, because that's a big ass army.
Yeah.
That fucking Whisperers. You might not think. And also, what is it? Gamma. She came across what's his face with the metal arm. So
Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. So that's going to turn into something because I'm sure that they're going to probably use him to get closer to Alexandria or to infiltrate it to try to gain his trust in some way because he's trying to be nice to them.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that they follow the comic book very closely these next few episodes. Because it's so satisfying.
What happens?
I'm going to tell you.
Why not?
Because it hasn't happened yet.
It happened in the comics.
It did.
You're going to make me read them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to read them. So I guess tune in to Walking Dead, everybody, to figure out what happens. Or don't. I mean, apparently, that's the majority now. I mean, according to the latest reports of how they've been doing in the ratings, it's nowhere near what the first few seasons have been. And who knows? Who knows if they'll continue going? I know that they want to add a third show because you got Fear the Walking Dead, you got regular Walking Dead, and they want to add a third one. I think they're really diluting this.
I think they might be gearing towards like an online show, if I'm not mistaken.
But they've had little like short episodes.
They've had shorts, and then usually those are, if you put them all together, they're for prizes or something like that. Like sometimes they'll have Walking Dead rewards, and they'll say, "Oh, if you can type in the name or the word that we give you throughout the episode, you can get points or you can get opportunities for rewards." It's for fans to keep watching the show.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have to deal with Chris Hardwick and his Talking Dead afterwards. I'm surprised he's still doing it. And the fact that...
It's so good, though, because he gets so excited.
Yeah, he does. And it's exciting to watch after you've watched... Because you ruin it. Every time I try to watch Talking Dead, you're like, no, turn it off because I haven't seen the actual episode yet.
No, because they spoil the whole thing.
I don't care about the spoilers. You're the one who cares about the spoilers. I really don't care about spoilers. Like, it's just not a thing that bothers me.
What got me really upset with Talking Dead coming on right after Walking Dead was seasons ago when Herschel died. He ruined it for me. Because I came in the last 5 minutes of Talking Dead.
Yeah, you were going to watch the encore.
I was going to watch the encore of Walking Dead. And he's just like, sorry, Herschel, say goodbye. And I'm just like, no.
So you will, you will make me turn the TV off until it strikes, whatever the time is, 8:04 or whatever when it comes on. So that's annoying, and I'm sure. And
I would just say put it on mute, but we got the captions on, so you can read everything.
Jesus. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that it's going to go in a good direction. I am excited to see what the dynamic between the Whisperers and Negan will become. I hope that Negan sides with the Alexandrians. I hope maybe when Judith's life is on the line, he might end up siding with Alexandrians. Who knows? I mean, he's really connected with her.
Negan does like kids. He really bonded with Carl, even though they were on opposite sides, and he bonds with Judith.
Yeah.
And
why do you think that is? In his psyche, do you think he's like, this is somebody I can influence and groom to be somebody like a confidant?
No, I don't think he ever had that opportunity in life before the Walkers.
He's naturally like a father figure. It just kind of comes to him. I can see that. Yeah.
So I think that's why he's so nice to kids. Because he's never hurt a kid.
Yeah. That's true.
He's never hurt a kid. And he's actually nice to them.
Yeah.
He's a dick to everybody else.
Yeah.
But nice to kids. I think Negan will only do something for himself. Negan's only ever done something for himself.
That's true. Whatever's in his best interest.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't see Negan joining the Whisperers. I don't see him cutting up human skin to put on his face and walk like that, walk around. That's not Negan. That's not part of his brand.
No.
Yeah.
I just want to get that leather jacket messed up.
Yeah, that's a nice leather jacket. So let's see here.
I'm wondering if they are going to start connecting with Fear the Walking Dead, because now Fear the Walking Dead time jump. So now they're in the same time frame.
Yep. And it has a lot of the same characters. I mean, you've crossed over already, maybe like 2 or 3 now, right?
So Dwight's over there, Morgan's over there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who else is over there.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been watching Fear the Walking Dead.
It's like when wrestlers from Raw jump over to SmackDown. It's just like, where'd they go? Oh, they're on Fridays now on SmackDown. It's like, oh.
And then you're watching SmackDown. Like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Oh, that's the guy from Raw.
Oh,
well, I don't have USA. Is it still on USA? I don't even fucking know anymore. I know SmackDown's on Fox on Fridays now.
It's on Fox on Fridays.
That's a thing.
Friday Night
and
SmackDown.
Raw is, I don't know what Raw is. I'm so out of loop with wrestling.
I have no idea.
And now Chris Jericho is spearheading another one that just came out. I'm talking out of turn here because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I don't know. The world of wrestling is it's back. And
The Rock was on a couple weeks ago. Remember we were watching
SmackDown.
that?
Yeah, he was there to lay the SmackDown on some people. He was back. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
He's come back. Fucking Rock, man. He created SmackDown. He was the heart of SmackDown.
He was.
Yeah, and he claims to have created the title of SmackDown, the name. Because he layeth the SmackDown, and that's where they grabbed it from. That's what he claims. I believe it.
The SmackDown.
With People's Champion.
And Stone Cold has his own show.
Yeah. Stone Cold's a funny motherfucker.
He is.
That guy's just funny.
He's delightful.
Yeah. Yeah, he's hilarious. He would be great at I'm sure he's been on SNL. You think he's hosted SNL before? I'd be surprised if he didn't. And I'd like to look that episode up, see what kind of skits he might have been in.
I love how he wears Hawaiian shirts with cut off sleeves.
Yeah, he's still a badass.
He doesn't wear sleeves.
He's chilling. But he's still a badass.
Drinking his beer. Have you seen his muscles? He's fucking ripped.
Yeah, he's still pumping iron. I mean, when you've done something your whole life, it's kind of hard to let go of a regimen, especially if you're still in front of a camera and you have a specific type of persona or brand. I mean, at this point, as he gets older, he can just rely on his comedy and his wit because he's a funny guy.
He's funny.
He's a funny guy.
You would never expect that from a hardcore wrestler that drank beer all the time.
And just flip people off. Yeah, that guy's a funny motherfucker. But anyhow, I think this thing got off the rails.
What are we talking about?
I don't fucking know. You want to just end it?
Sure.
I think this is a good place to bookmark it. Foo and Josh, we'll see you next time. Now, the Foo is going to be on the next Geeking Out, next Sports. He'll be back because he's been dealing with some shit, I guess. I don't know. There's some birthdays. There's some things happening. I think Thanksgiving's going to come up. I think they're going to disappear again soon. I'm not worried about it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Josh, don't die, you sack of shit.
Yeah,
well, thanks for listening to Geeking Out with the Foos. Remember to like and follow at FooBar Show on our socials and rate and review on all podcasting platforms. I'm Joe C. Fooing it up with
Steph.
Don't be a dick.